enjoy the week and celebrate. God give them long life, health, happiness, guidance, and many more to come. And happy birthday to my friend Carol Williams, better known as wishing her all the best. Tell her to take it easy today. God bless.
God bless you too. Happy birthday. Good morning to all the bus drivers, taxi operators, the nurses, the doctors, the ward aides. Special morning to you. Good morning to the sanitary workers on island. We appreciate what you do. Good morning to the folks working under the NEP. Good morning. Caller, good morning. It is Monday.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks God.
Okay, thank you. I am just want to send out birthday greetings to my son, Nick Nicholson Gray.
Fantastic. So only your son, no more birthdays to celebrate in the family?
Yes, yes, I want to send out greetings to my son. Hello.
Okay, fantastic.
I want to send out greetings to my son, Kelvin Durham.
All right, great. We appreciate you, Kelvin. A lot of love coming there from your family, your mom, is it? A special happy birthday to Kelvin. Yes, so good morning to the prison officers and even the inmates who are participating in the rehabilitation programs. Good morning. Good morning to our police officers on island, those retired. Thank you for your service. Good morning to the branches of government, executive, legislative, judiciary. Good morning, my friend. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks God.
Okay, Richie, I'd like to send birthday greetings to my son, Abdul Kimani Abraham, who's celebrating his birthday today. I want to wish him God's blessings, long life, and many more to come. Greetings coming from his mother, Heather, his brothers, Michael, Abdul, and Kendrick, his grandmother, Mimi, his daughters, Africa, and Leon. Greetings coming from the entire German family of Kenty. Love you. Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Happy birthday, Abraham. Have a good one. If you are just coming into the city, if you're just driving in, please be careful on the road. Have a productive day, huh? Special good morning to the hardworking staff right here at Q95 FM. Morning, guys. We have an engaging session this morning for the hot seat. Gonna be a bit packed. Feel free to call in when we begin. All right, at this time, we're gonna run the Government in 5 report for June 30th, 2025, the hot seat. is sponsored and brought to you by the very kind compliments of the amazing folks at Quartz Dominica and Flow Dominica. We'll be back with the hot seat after this.
Switch to a Quartz Ready Cash loan today. Bring your loan to us and get 25% off your interest rate. No collateral. Minimum documentation needed. Approval within 24 hours. And choice of payment terms. All you need to apply is your ID, payslip, recent job letter, proof of address, and 2 references. Visit us in store or apply online at www.quartz.com. Quartz Ready Cash. Ready when you are. Normal criteria and special conditions apply.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or larger. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
Welcome to this week's edition of Government in 5. This week we are in the community of Bells, where preliminary work is expected from this morning on several projects following a high-level cabinet meeting which took place last Thursday. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit pledged immediate intervention after touring the playing field in Bells, the health center, and the Glogomye Road.
The playing field, we will send the equipment on there on Monday to start clearing up and then to let the residents have access to the playing surface. Of course, there are some associated works that we need to do with the construction of a drain to carry the water off the playing field, playing surface, so that's in the cards. Of course, the health center, we have to refurbish the health center in a dramatic way and also do some extension for additional space for storage and also the comfort of the districtness. And of course, the road, Bells is a place, a very long village from the main road all the way into the farms. And over the years, we spent a lot of money on the roads in Bells. And of course, you have a heavy rainfall, constant rainfall there. So that's a challenge there. But clearly, we need to continue with the road interventions that we've had in the past. So there's a commitment to start this. We will allocate some funds for this. We have 2 self-loading mixers. We'll mobilize them here, both of them with all the materials, and engage local contractors to start the construction of the road surface.
The government has also committed to addressing urgent housing needs in Bells.
We've done some assessments, and then we will start mobilizing materials on site for some of the residents that we're starting with. And that will continue as we go along, ensuring that we can provide for the people of Bells. One of the things that we have to look at is that some of the people that we have to build for, they do not necessarily have land. So we need to look at the Blue Mao area and maybe look at building some smaller type apartment buildings so that people can have access to those land. Because what you want to avoid is to continue to expand Bells into the residents. You need to bring more people to a closer location so that you can have critical mass and have access to them in the event of a disaster, et cetera, et cetera. So all of these things, you have to look at the vulnerability of Bells and how do you minimize the vulnerabilities of the residents there.
Honorable Darren Lloyd, the area's parliamentary representative, welcomed the government's swift response and ongoing support for rural development.
I'm ever so thankful. And housing, obviously we have a few housing issues in Bells that has been identified by this government administration. We have given the people of Bells the assurance that it shall be confronted. So I'm extremely happy that it is being materialized as we speak. So I know every single person is extremely happy. What not just these projects are on stream or going to be done, but just the mere presence of the Honorable Prime Minister and the rest of people like Minister of Health, Minister of Public Works, and so forth are present to see what it is that we are going through in an effort to solve these issues. So in terms of significance, these are perhaps the most important projects that we'll ever see taking place in Bells. And once they are done, I don't believe that will have so many challenges here in the Bells community.
Health Minister Honorable Kasani Lavale and the Minister of State in the Ministry of Public Works, Honorable Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte, are both eager to get the projects underway.
We want to ensure for us as Ministry of Health and Wellness that we have a well-outfitted, well-staffed facility at Bells to deliver high-quality care. So it is important for you all as a community that we deliver good quality care, but nationally, it's also important to us. This health center is very important to us. And we are fully committed, as the Honorable Prime Minister said, to doing the necessary refurbishments, improvements, extensions, and expansion to ensure that we have a more equipped service, a more equipped location that is ready to deliver better care for you, the wonderful constituents of this area. So Monday, we will be back. Of course, we have designs. In 2023, just 2 years ago, we, from our project management team, working closely with the engineers, architects, we had new designs and so on. We actually went to tender. We have some prices, but this is going to be reviewed because we must incorporate your feedback.
The instructions that we have from the Honorable Prime Minister is that we start right away. The advice is that we use a local contractor from the area. So one of the things that I'm pleased about is that it will create employment. Anytime you do a road, one thing, a road ensures that there will be employment. And so the young people will be engaged on the project. A contractor from your area will be engaged from this project. And what a road does is that it creates economic activities, because I understood that this road leads to your farms. And so I think it's a wonderful opportunity for the farmers, the residents. It will improve on the ambience of the place, also the safety for the people traversing the road. And that's how we end this week's edition of Government in 5. Join us again.
The views expressed during this program are not necessarily those of WISE Q95 FM Radio. WISE Q95 FM Radio has not been able to independently verify the factual correctness or the allegations and statements made during the course of this program and cannot vouch for their accuracy. Therefore, WISE Q95 FM Radio will not accept any responsibility or liability for the statements or allegations made in the course of this program. And we're back. So the people of Bells, it appears that finally some of your concerns have been heard, and you heard the commitment of your government saying it will provide you with some assistance in housing, health facilities, road infrastructure. Let's have your comments on that. Feel free to call in for a few minutes before we shift gears. What do you think of the government's response to the residents of Bells? Good morning to Don Mattis. Just to give you some information, as it relates to this development in Bells. This announcement was made after the Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerry, toured with the parliamentary representative of the St. Joseph constituency, Minister Darren Lloyd, in Bells. It was after this tour that the Prime Minister outlined the plans to enhance 4 key areas in the Bells community: road infrastructure, healthcare services, recreational facilities, and housing. The visit took place on Thursday, June 26. The Prime Minister says that funding has already been allocated to begin resurfacing the roads. He says that while the government has addressed the issue intermittently, current conditions are unsustainable and must be urgently resolved. Let's get your views on the matter.
During the hurricane season, if you are evacuating, leave early so that you are not stranded by flooded roads, fallen trees, wires, and traffic jams, and make sure you have enough fuel in your vehicle and follow routes and highways. A message from Q95 FM Radio.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, you.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah. Are you looking for a quality milk that is rich, tastes good, and budget friendly? Then Alban milk is perfect for you. Alban milk contains zinc, vitamin A, C, D3, calcium, and iron, and is 28% butterfat. It's an instant full cream milk powder and dissolves quickly and lump free. Alban milk is available in 3 different sizes: 400, 900, and 1800 grams. So add Alban milk to the list the next time you shop.
Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
I see Golo in shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. He say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, bales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Do you want more miles for less? Rubis Ultratech gasoline and diesel uses advanced fuel technology to optimize your vehicle's performance and improve its fuel economy. By removing deposits, Ultratech maximizes your vehicle's performance, keeping your engine clean and running like new. What does Ultratech greater fuel economy mean to you? You get more miles for less. Put only the best in your tank. Ultratech Fuel, only from Rubis.
Get Rubis, get going, get Rubis, get going.
From the cradle to the grave, you don't want to do free. You need a loan you want to save. You want come and visit us today. With a commitment to quality, therefore you and me was one the family, but now with the community, making life easy, yes, like it. No matter who you are, you can benefit. When you bring your mortgage,
with rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings product.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCC you all the way.
Your community financial partner.
NCCU.
Before we shift gears, I just want to play some of the statements made by the ministers as it relates to this new development at Bells. Listen carefully.
We've done some assessments, and then we will start mobilizing materials on site for some of the residents that we're starting with. And that will continue as we go along, ensuring that we can provide for the people of Bells. One of the things that we have to look at is that some of the people that we have to build for, they do not necessarily have land. So we need to look at the Blue Mao area and maybe look at building some smaller type apartment buildings so that people can have access to those land. Because what you want to avoid is to continue to expand Bells to the residents. You need to bring more people to a closer location so that you can have critical mass and have access to them in the event of a disaster, et cetera, et cetera. So all of this things, you have to look at the vulnerability of Bells and how do you minimize the vulnerabilities of the residents. And then we will start mobilizing materials on site for some of the residents that we're starting with. And that will continue as we go along, ensuring that we can provide for the people of Bells. One of the things that we have to look at is that some of the people that we have to build for, they do not necessarily have land. So we need to look at the Blue Mao area and maybe look at building some smaller type apartment buildings so that people can have access to those land. Because what you want to avoid is to continue to expand Bells to the residents. You need to bring more people to a closer location so that you can have critical mass and have access to them in the event of a disaster, et cetera, et cetera. So all of this things, you have to look at the vulnerability of Bells and how do you minimize the vulnerabilities of the residents there.
And that was the Prime Minister, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. Let's hear from the Minister of Health, Kasani Laville.
I want to ensure for us as Ministry of Health and Wellness that we have a well-outfitted, well-staffed facility at Bells to deliver high-quality care. So it is important for you all as a community that we deliver good quality care, but nationally, it's also important to us. This health center is very important to us. And we are fully committed, as the Honorable Prime Minister said, to doing the necessary refurbishments, improvements, extensions, and expansion to ensure that we have a more equipped service, a more equipped location that is ready to deliver better care for you, the wonderful constituents of this area. So Monday, we will be back. Of course, we have designs. In 2023, just 2 years ago, we, from our project management team, working closely with the engineers, architects, we had new designs and so on. We actually went to tender. We have some prices, but this is going to be reviewed because we must incorporate your feedback.
You just heard Kasani Laville, the Minister of Health. I also want to play the statement from the MP for the St. Joseph constituency, the Honorable Darren Lloyd.
I'm ever so thankful in housing. Obviously, we have a few housing issues in Bells that has been identified by this government administration. We have given the people of Bells the assurance that it shall be confronted. So I'm extremely happy that it is being materialized as we speak. So I know every single person is extremely happy. Not just these projects are on stream or going to be done, but just the mere presence of the Honorable Prime Minister and the rest of people like Minister of Health, Minister of Public Works, and so forth are present to see what it is that we are going through in an effort to solve these issues. So in terms of significance, these are perhaps the most important projects that we'll ever see taking place in Bells. And once they are done, I don't believe that we'll have so many challenges here in the Bells community.
All right, there you have it. Let's take a few of your calls. Is it a good time to be hopeful for the lovely residents of Bells? Let's take your call. Good morning, caller.
Hey, Richie, good morning.
Good morning.
Richie, I am very disappointed in the representative of St. Joseph, Darren Lloyd. as a young man, for him to tell me that he on a verge of misleading our people in our constituency, because he knows well that these things are not going to happen. 25 years this government in power. The Gorgonia Road in Bell has been bad for so long, and this government has not seen fit to fix that road. The farmers in Bell cannot go and get the product how they want because the feeder road is so bad in Bell. The amount of mud, remember Bell always have rain, and the amount of mud them road have, they cannot go in the farm how they want in Bell. The people of Bell don't have a proper health center in Bell where you have a nurse every single day. Sometimes a nurse coming there, and they know that, and this is happening for 25 years. And for you to tell me no, you take the Prime Minister, go in and walk in Bell, and now come in and tell the people of Bell that you're going to build houses for them, you're going to build and fix roads for them. So you didn't know the road have to fix all the time. Remember that the people of Bell don't need houses. What the people of Bell need, they need betterment, they need sustainable things to create employment for them. They need the farmers need the road. The farmers and them need to sell the goods. That's what they need. The people Bell need betterment for the 25 years or you in power. Or you have been doing nothing for the people of Bell. Now you want to go and walk in Bell because you know now you cannot bring down your massive people to vote for your election now. So now you have no choice to be on the ground in Dominica. So now you're going all wrong and promising people, and then you come in the constituency of St. Joseph and come in and lie to the people of Bell. And be like, not going to happen under my watch because I will be there to see what's going to happen in Bell. Remember, I tell all of that. Have a good morning.
Good morning, caller. Wow. Drink some water, my friend. But you can well as understand his passion. Eh? The people of Bells have been they have been suffering. This is not a secret. It's a fact. The government is saying that finally it has decided to engage this community and its residents to bring some relief. In 4 specific areas: recreation, building of health facilities, road infrastructure, and of course, you heard the Prime Minister allude to apartment housing. Good morning, caller, you're live.
You repeating that election coming, man.
Ah, boy. I sense a high level of trust concerns there. But again, you can understand why some people are undecided on this. We'll have to wait and see. We have to be fair. Some promises by the administration have been kept. Others, we're still waiting. All right, so we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about something extremely relevant in our country that I believe we need to pay attention to. The evolution of childcare in Dominica. Now, I want you, the public, the lovely public, to tell me, over the past, let's say, 3-4 decades, and based on your experience with your children, As a country, are we going in the right direction? As it relates to child care services, available in our country, good morning to Marlene. And just a quick greeting of happy birthday, happy belated birthday to Lynell Richards from her mom and the rest of the family. We all love you, Lynell. But yes, we're talking child care service, the evolution of that over the past, let's say, 4 decades. Now, I did some research, and here's what I can report. For early childhood education and daycare services for children 0 to 5 years of age. 1. The Ministry of Education regulates 15 daycare centers at present, ranging from ages 3 months to 3 years, and 68 preschools, ages 3 to 5, and provides grants of anywhere between 1,500 to 2,500 EC each term to eligible facilities. Now, this is confirmed. These facilities must comply with infrastructure standards, staff training, police clearance, and vaccination records. Of course, to be approved by the Ministry of Education. Based on my research, most facilities that specialize in child care are commonly found across Roseau, Keenfield, Portsmouth, among others. There are several community preschools integrated into primary schools here in Dominica, offering free or subsidized access, especially in undeserved areas like Bells, Campbell, Pishley, Roseau, and Trafalgar. And as it relates to partnerships, currently the Social Center, in partnership with UNICEF, runs the St. Anne's Day Nursery Plus, 15 preschools, and provides training and support across our island. But to you, the parents, as it relates to service between you and the authorities of these institutions and the care that your child receives, how has it been? Are we going in the right direction? Are our child care handlers trained enough? Do you think that they have the capacity to offer these services? Let's take a break. We'll be back after this.
Month
extend to the first week in July. All roads lead to Scott's Head for the grand Kashaku Reunion Festival, beginning Friday, June 27th with sounds of praise to the Most High, lively cultural performances, followed by Soir l'Histoire, a night of powerful, topical, juicy history with Dr. Lennox Honeychurch, followed by the Super Block finale. Saturday 20th, Sakis Bukabut in spectacular carnival style, followed by Dr. Mika Lavadi and Dropping. Sunday 30th, church service, then village festival with the Unstoppable Person Serenade. Tuesday, July 1st, trip to Kalinago Territory. Wednesday, July 2nd, the Domino and Big Money Bingo. Tuesday, July 3rd, beach party and talent night with special guest Franklin Moses. Friday, July 4th, grand dinner and dance. Saturday, 5th, the highly anticipated return of Conla with midnight movement. Sunday, July 6th, Super Blacko. Extra cold coupon is only $3 for $10. Raffle to include the large screen, smart television, and multiple smartphone devices. Don't miss the Scott's Head Kashaku Reunion. Good month into the first week of July. Sponsored by Belfast Estate, Couplet Bear, DNO, Q95, and Creole Heartbeats. Look at people!
You were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack. When
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long, I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser clearly beat my car. But I was covered with CG United.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG United. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Are you tired of having the same boring breakfast every morning? Well, Monflake Oats is the healthy and perfect solution just for you. Make your breakfast exciting by adding Monflakes to your pancakes, parfait, or even milkshake. Monflake can be found in different sizes and available in granola, such as Caribbean or Hawaiian. Stop worrying about what to prepare for your breakfast, dessert, snack, or even dinner. Monflake is the best addition to your meal. Grab yourself a bag today.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available island-wide.
Introducing the new Caribbean paint from Do It Center. Durant paint and wall covering from Do It Best Quality Paint, giving you the same great interior and exterior quality, the same color matching technology, at an incredible price. Available in black, satin, and semi-gloss. Visit us on Google Road or call our paint department at 255-6896. Do It Center, your partner in home improvements.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good. Cause I'm on my way.
And we're back. We can take a few of your calls. We're talking child care service in Dominica, the evolution of child care services over the past 40 years or so. Are we moving in the right direction as it relates to development of our little ones and their care at present? Good morning, caller. You're live.
I say praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those who have sacrificed their personal safety and security, trying to elevate mankind to humanity. Richie, blessings to your family, sir.
Good morning to you and blessings, brother.
I give thanks. Richie, Richie, if you're somebody drowning and you're reaching out to save them,
Yeah.
in a subconscious and desperate state, the person might bring you down with them. You know that, Richie?
Yeah.
So you have to be good to go and save somebody that is drowning by water. But Richie, when people are drowning politically, socially, economically, morally, and all the other leads, environmentally, Richie, can you imagine you trying to save them and they're looking to pull you down consciously, Richie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming right to you, Richie. You there with me, sir?
I'm there with you.
I hear a fella come back in how much riches, but he's not talking now. Can you remember why I tell you I'm going to look for riches? Because Richie there. Anyway, Richie, it is sad. Richie, it is deliberate and systematic. Where you have, Richie, if these ministers, Castani and my little friend from St. Joe, I really do not want to say too much. Richie, these guys are defenseless. They are helpless. Richie, you cannot have a whole country to man and you alone figure out you will be it all and end it all. They don't give a damn about children, Richie. Richie, just watch what we get ourselves into and promoting all the nastiness, and when you hear about politicians, they and their wives and all kind of things, they don't care about children. They just pay lip service to all this. Richie, you saw a video, I'm circulating of videos with some Wesley or Marigot Health Center that was built just a few years ago. You saw that, Richie?
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw the rapid deterioration. That is to show you it's a game. The Chinese are here building some apartments, all of them falling apart. Now I listen to Cassini talking about, healthcare and what they'll do and things. The hospital, the China Friendship Hospital. Chinese have no friends. I am saying, Richie, all this lip service, unless we cannot have people like David Bruni, Bernard Wilshire, Afi Mate, and what is his name again? He passed on now, my blessed friend from the north. I just forget his name. These people walk away from the criminal activities within an administration. Everybody can see that is destined to dung. They don't care about the children, Richie. In actuality, you go and access these services, Richie. They're talking about and all the foolish little games and lies and promises and the manipulation of a people, and they know exactly when to start talking about it, because Mark taught me something and I added to it. Repetition builds reputation. It also builds familiarity and character, as fake as it may be. Because, Richie, I can go and say something about you, even if it's a blatant lie, a clear lie, Richie. If I say it over and over and over, people beginning to watch you with suspicion, Richie.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what that is. It's all using reverse psychology, using reverse vocabulary, Richie. Richie, have you ever heard reverse vocabulary?
That's new.
They're using reverse psychology. I use in reverse vocabulary. And my apologies when people take offense, because who is blessings to want to dominate Q95 or want to talk like they have been to school? Richie, I'm seeing things a lot of people may not be able to see, or have not the courage. Have the courage to do anything, Richie. The discipline I haven't got to shut the hell up, because as I tell you in conclusion, Richie, they say one of the definitions of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You remember we talked about that last week?
That's true.
And I was saying, maybe it's faith we're hanging upon. The substance of things hope for, the evidence of things not seen. But we're just holding on one day. Things will get better, man. That is a level of insanity as well. Because the Bible says faith without works is dead. Richie, I'm really fed up with all that talk and people think you want to be heard. And I wake up, I do my meditation, my breathing, my humming, and I drink a big cup of water, drink some coffee, and trying to get into my spiritual atmosphere. After the radio, making us at us.
I can tell you that topic you just touched on a topic there we'll be exploring later this week. So I suspect I'll be hearing more from you. And the next topic we're going to switch into is something you asked me to research. So I suspect you'll be calling back soon.
Okay, bless you, my brother. Take care of yourself. I pray that family is well.
Thank you, my friend. The evolution of childcare in Dominica. Interesting perspective. It's 8:49. Okay, so we're going to shift gears again to our next topic. And that being the dangers of technology. As you know, technology is all around us, at work, at school, at home. But how safe are you? Recently, we've been hearing of a lot of plane crashes. In the US region. Ever since the start of 2025. Some say it may be cyber terror. Some US authorities state that a lot of these crashes were due to technical errors. But I did some research as a caller, Blessings by name, advised me to do. And the more I dug, the more I found. I can tell you in summary, the latest planes, vehicles, and devices are more connected than ever, which means they are also more hackable. Though not all equally so. Here's what I mean. For example, the modern aircrafts like the Boeing 787 or the Airbus A350 or A350, These planes are equipped with complex avionics systems, Wi-Fi for passengers, and satellite communication. It is confirmed that these planes specifically have hardened systems, meaning that the aircraft flight control systems are highly segregated from in-flight entertainment, IFEs, and from Wi-Fi networks. And that makes direct hacking of flight critical systems very, very difficult. However, while this security measure is in place for these planes, there have been some past concerns. In 2015, researcher Chris Roberts claimed to have accessed flight systems via IFE. That is a claim I was not able to verify. However, it has been widely reported. In 2020, FAA reports warnings of vulnerabilities in certain Boeing jets. For those of you who love to travel internationally, you know what I'm talking about. So in 2020, and you probably saw the flurry of news that a lot of the Boeing jets, the 787 software configuration had a lot of flaws, which led to a lot of navigation problems, especially in that year. So overall, hackable in theory are these airplanes, especially via the maintenance networks, but aviation officials are doing their best to comfort travelers that the airlines and manufacturers are implementing strict cyber hardening and they're also saying that most of the real world attacks that you see as it relates to planes the vulnerabilities are in the ground systems, that is the airline operations or flight plans, rather than the actual airplane. So there you have it. So to those of you specifically worrying about planes being hackable in 2025, that's the answer based on the facts. So what do you think? Is this a valid response from the authorities to the fear of these planes being hacked? You tell me. Caller, you're live.
Good morning, Richie.
Good morning.
You know, sometimes I do a little more listening than to talk. And in the morning I speak, I like the Bible, I like to share, and I realize that people sometimes don't call.
Yeah.
But my concern is that there is three things I learned in life as a Christian. First, you read the Bible. Second, you read you listen to the radio. And the third, you read the Chronicles or the papers, whatever it is. And people are busy looking of things, whatever happening everywhere. But I believe in the Word of God, and I believe things are coming to pass. What is it is that 2 Timothy chapter 3, tell you, give the whole consequences. Matthew 24, in Revelation, and always Daniel and Ezekiel. Most of this part in the Bible gives you the essence of what is going to happen. And he said that nation shall rise against nation, tell about the plane crash, and many things will happen. Even at the end there, you see somebody on a plane, it dives down, maybe one go up or one go down. And we have to take very close look at the things of God, what is happening. It is not yet the time to go Christ appearing, but it is the signs of time. The Bible calls it the pang of sorrows, or everything that happens, sorrow. It's like a person pregnant, and they're going through pain, but it can haven't come yet to the child. So we have to look very close, put on our spiritual cap on our head, and look at the things of God, what is happening. But man trying to know things by their own selves. The Holy Spirit can reveal to you, he can show you, and if you are interested in and really believe in God, you will take things. I heard your friend was speaking of, and I do not want to object him. He speaks his own language and his own way. And he was talking about faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And he said, what you see is not faith, it's what you don't see. You are waiting for a car so long, years, and you don't see it coming, but you still believe. And when the time comes, you might even be surprised, because I am thinking of myself in a house, I had a place to stay, but not reasonably. But I will wait for years, and it comes to pass today. I can thank God I in a place where I am at peace and at rest. So faith, that is what faith. What you don't see, that is faith. It's not what you see. And sometimes we want things in our own way, but it does not happen working in God's way. Yes, and so we have to put our faith in God too, not living physically, emotionally, socially, and materially, but we have to put on our spiritual cap too. God bless you. Thank you, sir. You are doing a very good job. I like your style of work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's now 9 a.m. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, just quick, Richie. There were two. Well, they're dead now, Richie. Two former employees of Boeing, Richie. You know what's a whistleblower?
Yeah.
So they in the company, they see all the nastiness going on. They make it public. One came out publicly because he knew something was fishy and said he had no suicidal thoughts. You know, the both of them end up dead, Richie?
Yeah, I heard that.
The both of them end up dead. You see, the world is a very nasty place. I have a thing saying, not everything which appears are what they appear to be. And a lot of us accept things on face value, Richie, because BBC, CNN, Fox, Al Jazeera, they say it. Wall Street, and how they call the other one, all of them, they say it. The same repetitiousness, Richie. And then the world gets lulled into a sense of comfort or being informed or educated. It's a dirty game. And America is at war with the world, and America is at war with itself. This morning, them watching, Richie, some brush fire, a phone call, firefighters came in to fight the brush fire. Guess what? They end up under fire. Somebody have a high-powered rifle. They take down two of them already, kill two firefighters, Richie, in hospitals, in health center, doctor office, in churches, where? In supermarkets. So America is at war with America, and the whole world is at war with America.
Yeah.
So I have my own suspicions And as we talk about how hackable these things can be, and some of them latest things are built in to protect from all this hacking and all of that. Because now maybe man don't even need a bomb to strap on them to go on an aircraft and bomb the plane. Maybe he could bring down the plane by just sitting on the plane or use his computer wherever he is there and hack into it and mess it up. Reach the frequency. Reach it like every week, every 2 weeks. A plane go down, a close call. Something is up, and it's just me and my suspicions. And I have a thing saying, where there's a consistent sequence of events, coincidence is absent. When the laws of coincidence, there is no consistency. Thanks for your time, bro. Blessings.
Blessings. As we continue on this topic, let's talk about cars. So we looked at aircrafts, specifically the Boeing Jet 787 and the Airbus A350. What about your cars? Well, your cars today are like computers on wheels, with hundreds of electric control units, or ECUs as is the technical abbreviation, connections through Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, and cellular access. Most cars now have remote keyless entry. That, based on research, is hackable. They call it relay attacks, which can unlock and start your cars without your keys. CAN bus attacks. This is where hackers can inject commands into internal vehicle networks. And OTAs, or over-the-air update systems. This can be exploited if poorly secured. I should inform you that one of the vehicles that received the most hacks in 2015 was the Jeep Cherokee. The hacks were actually done remotely. Affecting the brakes. In recent years, Tesla vehicles have also encountered some problems. They were frequently targeted for bug bounty programs. Since then, Tesla has fixed many of these issues. The electronic vehicles and autonomous cars currently being used in places like China, Japan, the United States, some parts of Germany. I have found out that these are even at a greater risk of being hacked. However, authorities are investing highly in cybersecurity. We're seeing some of these vehicles being imported into Dominica. Caller, you're live.
Just quickly, a guy just got burned alive and reaching one of the Tesla vehicles. No major accident, Richie, to say he was unconscious. He was alive, burning in the car because the accident shut down everything. So no doors, nothing could not open, and burn inside the car. Like just this week there on the news.
Yeah.
So, even like his name Kobe Bryant, accident with his helicopter and all. The world is a very dangerous place. So if you're marked for death, all of a sudden somebody can take you out with no fingerprints. Have a blessed day, sir.
Blessed day to you, blessings. David is telling me that with all the airplane crashes throughout the world, statistically, it is still the safest means of mass transportation. He continues saying that more people die in car crashes than in planes. My last subtopic on this topic draws our attention to smart devices such as your phones, tablets, smart homes, IoT devices such as smart bulbs and thermostats, cameras, your fridge. IoT devices, again, which are smart bulbs, thermostats, cameras, fridges, things like that. These devices are often hackable, especially the cheaper brands. So, we always like to buy things that are more affordable. Let's take this call. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good morning, Richie.
Morning, my friend.
Yeah, Richie, first of all, let me just say I probably would like to talk about the tropical wave that went by and possible damage that was caused to see if we hear from the island what damage people suffered. But anyway, here goes about cars. The car, when they brought in electric windows, there was a bypass, in a sense, an option to still have the winder so you could manually bring it down. Now they're all electric, and if your battery gets disconnected in the crash, you cannot wind down the window. So they've gone a step further, that Blessings mentioned, where everything is electronic. You get locked in, that's it, you're dead. So I think they should re-examine that aspect of cars, because it'd be nice to be able to roll down the window and shout to somebody, I'm in trouble, or a way to slide out the window and get out of the car. Right now, if the battery gets disconnected and the battery is up front, the car crashes, there's a chance that it could get disconnected, even start a fire in the process, and you're stuck inside the car. Thank you.
Enough said. So apparently there's a need for the authorities to continue upgrading and reassessing the safety features of these vehicles. On the global market, there is a push to have persons move away from fossil fuel based transportation to electric vehicles. The global debate is safety concerns need to be addressed. We will be touching on the recent weather we had over the weekend. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this.
Get ready. Courts is having a massive 7-day sale from Monday 24th to Monday June 30. Buy one, get one free. Utanbie. Acheter yon etape gratis. Why yeah? Purchase any item $12.99 and over and get a free gift from our exclusive list. Plus shop from our exclusive lounge sets and get up to 15% off. Mamma mia! Quartz Cafe encore. Manchester, vini vite ma boissé. Because deals this hot don't last long. Visit us in the store June 21st to June 30. Bon deals and bon bagay. Quartz, bringing value home. Get ready. Court is having a massive 7-day sale from Monday 24th to Monday June 30. Buy one, get one free. Utanbie. Acheter yon etape yon gratis. Why yeah? Purchase any item $12.99 and over and get a free gift from our exclusive list. Plus shop from our exclusive lounge sets and get up to 15% off. Mamma mia! Quartz Cafe encore. Manchester, vini vite ma boissé. Because deals this hot don't last long. Visit us in the store June 21st to June 30. Bon deals and bon bagay. Quartz, bringing value home.
Your favorite store, dial it now. 612-12 free. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calamichi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it. Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
I see Golo in shopping for farming supplies. So I ask him, what are you doing inside Bloombox? You have a farm? He tell me, that's how hell sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. He say, no, not woman. Like land for farming crops. And then he understand. Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Topper snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
9:18 on a Monday. All right, so we're talking the weather. Over the weekend, we had some bad weather in Dominica. Of course, some parts of the island suffered major flooding. And I can tell you that the village of Kulibistri, the community of Kulibistri, did not have it easy. But what was it like in your neck of the woods? Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Richie. I just wanted to touch base on a topic you previously had relating to safety on electric vehicles, if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, very quickly. I tuned in somewhat late, and I listened to two callers who were talking about safety and risk. I don't know really if that was your overall discussion, but I just wanted to correct a couple things. Number one, electric cars are, if not the safest cars on the market right now. Particularly one caller mentioned the fact that someone got injured or died in a Tesla accident recently, which is true. But all of these cars, particularly Teslas, have redundancies. For example, if the battery fails, there are manual buttons and handles to unlock the doors. If the battery fails, the access to a 12 volt or 24 volt battery that causes you to recharge the car for a short period of time so you can get to a charging station. So they have made these cars, but they have made them with backup assistance to enable you to either escape or get out. Records will show that hybrid cars, which are a combination of internal combustion engine and motors on battery assist, these cars are less safe. As a matter of fact, the majority of fires that they've been having around the world have been caused by hybrid cars, more so than electric cars. If you do a research in the US, you do research in Europe, Australia, where they have some of the most stringent automotive tests, the safest cars in the world for accidents, for forward collision, rear collision, passenger safety, are electric cars. So I think a lot of misinformation has been put out there, and battery technology is evolving continuously. So the fear of fire risk and these things, it's totally not true. So I just wanted to share some of that. I can go on and on, but I understand that you have another segment coming in.
As it relates, but I appreciate your perspective and your report on that, because I did, in all fairness, state that there is ongoing efforts in terms of advancing safety measures and cybersecurity on these vehicles. So yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, but also part in terms of cybersecurity, and you made a point as well in terms of electronics. The cheaper products you buy, yes, there's less safety, but we use devices every day, like Linux-backed programs, which are Apple products, Google-backed products, which
Yeah.
are Android products. And most of these manufacturers, particularly the Chinese, who are really leading the way in terms of electric mobility, these people use the Samsung products, the Google products. They use a Linux-based system, which is what Apple is really based on. And these companies, they have security measures. But within the whole program or the manufacturing process, like you rightfully said, there are going to be some cheaper manufacturers, and there are going to be some manufacturers who tend to have these mitigating factors or security measures in place.
Mhm.
And in terms of electric cars, there are leading companies, BYD, Geely, Huawei, a lot of these companies that have really moved over to Europe, where some of the standards are very high, very stringent, and they're making headway in the other parts of the world minus America. The U.S. seems to be backward and fighting against clean energy and the electric car movement.
Yeah,
The
I've
US
been
is
told
its
that.
own bubble.
Yeah, I've been told that the U.S. Its policies right now is actually backward in terms of development.
Well, I mean, they're basically last. Tesla has led the way, but these other manufacturers, external manufacturers, have even gotten to the same level with Tesla or have even surpassed them.
Mm.
So it's an ongoing conversation we can have, but I just couldn't stand by, and I
Yeah.
think.
Well, I
people are
appreciate you
led
calling.
by that.
You can call me. My number is 275-9079. Let's have a conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a
No
good one.
problem. Thanks for calling in. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning. Good morning. So, couple questions. And when is the open line, by the way?
Well, actually, we just shifted topics. Now we're talking the weather. This caller just wanted to take a step back and he was talking on what we previously talked about, which was device safety.
Okay. So, so here's my point, though. And I understand your wish to control the narrative, but I just think like you've come up with like what 4 or 5 topics this morning. The interaction is been kind of limited. So my point is, on everything we do reflection, analysis, and maybe ask yourself. I mean, like, what am I doing? What am I not doing right? And I'm not trying to compare you with anybody.
I think you should. I think caller. I think you should call me privately and give your perspective on that. I doing this live is not recommended.
Program on Friday.
Yeah.
It was a very good program with the one with the economy and the I don't remember. But
Yeah,
it was a very
MSME
good
sector.
program.
Yeah.
Right, that was an interesting program. So I just think, and as you said, call you personally, but
Yeah.
continue doing a good job, but just let's analyze, reflect, and all that. Okay.
For sure. For
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Caller, you're live.
Just quickly, Richie. Richie, we were not comparing traditional to modern vehicles. The misinformation the brother talk about, you may have missed it. Who was misinforming who? Who was trying to mislead who? We were talking about how hackable these modern vehicles are. We were not talking about the safety necessarily. Isn't that so, Richie?
Well, they're a bit intertwined, you know.
Well, thank you. That's where you intertwined it, having to do with the old-time vehicles and the modern vehicles and the Clem call, North said call and talk about it and all of that. But we were not trying to misinform or mislead anybody. What we are saying, my brother, the basis of the argument were the technological advancement in all these things, how they're highly computerized, and it is prevalent where people can hack into those things. It is widespread, where people can hack into everything that having to do with computerization. So, I mean, I know some people just figure out, I do not want to attack the caller, but the caller should understand. He said it tuning late. The basis of the argument were how easily hackable these things are. It had nothing to do with safety, and we intertwined it, as you said, Richie, with, the old-time vehicles and the modern vehicles and all of that. So, just a little correction if the brother missed the context of the conversation, so to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Blessings. On a number of points, though, he was spot on. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Richie. I hope you had a pleasant weekend.
Yes.
Before you went to your break, I was about calling to give you some stats in reference to aircrafts and other motor vehicles. Before I talk about the weather, can you permit me to do that?
Sure, no problem.
While I agree that flying is still very safe, but I think it is unfair to make a comparison with aircraft accident and motor vehicle accident. As of 2025, Richard, there are 1.644 billion vehicles in the world, whereas there are 36 to 39,000 aircraft. And at any one time, there are about 5,000 aircrafts are grounded for maintenance and whatever. So it is unfair to make the comparison. I'm not saying it is safe to travel by aircraft, but compare 1.6 billion to 39,000. Now, reaching on the weather, I noticed Kulibistri suffered a great deal. And my heart goes off to the people of Kulibistri. Kulibistri was devastated since Erica. And this present Roosevelt Skerritt administration has done nothing, absolutely nothing at all, to help make that river safer for the residents of Kulibistri. They did something in Koliho because Koliho is supporting them, because Kulibistri generally do not vote Labour. Their stronghold is Monrachet, so they don't care what happened to the people of Kulibistri. And that is very heartless, Richie. When you are elected to rule in a country, you are elected to rule over all the people, not only those who vote for you. You are supposed to look for the welfare and the interest of everybody. So I can't understand. I just cannot understand why the people of Kulibistri have to suffer so much. Every time it floods, every time it rains. I was talking to a gentleman from Kulibistri some time back, and he tell me anytime there is a heavy rain, he has a small daughter and she just started to wet herself, because of the trauma she can remember what happened to them during Erica, and the same goes on up to now. And you are the government. You're supposed to be the government of the people. Good morning, Richie.
Good morning. Thank you, caller, for your views. Good morning, caller. You're live. Hello. Good morning. Please try calling us back. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yeah. Good morning, Richie.
Good morning, my
Richie,
friend.
the fact that you put out all these points in short succession or whatever, however you say it, I guess you expect to have cross pointing, because while I wanted to talk about the weather, but now all these other things are coming right after, and I'm like, whoa. So, Richie, I want to go back to the gentleman who talked positively about the modern cars, Tesla and this and that, and he couldn't stand there without calling. I mean, great, you're knowledgeable and you seem to be positively influenced by this modern technique. There's some of us who are also, very knowledgeable about the flaws in this system, and we bring them out. We cannot omit these flaws. Let me just bring one example quickly. The workers in a certain very advanced as far as he's concerned. Let's say Tesla. They were watching people in the cars. They were watching what people were doing in their cars. That's the extent of the technology. So while somebody buys a Tesla and is driving down the road or parks somewhere privately, they can still look at them. The workers at Tesla are seeing them in their car, and we're even taping them and leaking them onto the internet. You see the kind of extent of this technology and how it's risky. So I'm just using that example. There may be others related to safety, but I'm using that one, which is somewhat scandalous, because Tesla can stay at the headquarters, see what you're doing in your car. Isn't that correct, Richie?
In most
You heard about
territories,
that scandal?
yeah, I did. In most territories,
Right.
that's an invasion
So-
of privacy. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're dealing with humans. And they were joking at what they were seeing and even leaking it on the internet. So, these technologies can have a negative side, and they're humans dealing with it. So just to make the point, and I say enough said at this point. Thank you.
Callers, we appreciate you, every single one of you, and your perspectives and the various angles you bring to the discussions. We appreciate you. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning to you, Richie.
Good morning, my friend. Good morning.
Richie, I'd like to address something that you spoke of this morning.
Yeah.
Because I believe that it is now time for our people to do that which is necessary for them to protect their money, their finances, their future, their taxes. We sit back and we allow those who are in government to spend money willy-nilly as they wish, and we do not analyze things enough for us to ensure that there's not a constant bill on our backs in terms of tax dollars. Richie, the new dispensation with regard to provision of housing for those who need on the part of this government is to either provide an apartment in an apartment building or to provide a home. There are a number of them that have been built, I believe, by a company from Barbados, which is based in Jimmet, if I remember correctly. And they built quite a few of them in the Kalinago territory and around the island, in Concord as well. I believe Lofty has complained about these very houses and the fact that there's only one entrance and one exit. The same entrance is the same exit, and that's a danger too. Right. But that's not my focus. My focus is that we need to analyze whether it makes more sense to adopt the policies that were of the past under previous governments. And I think one of the things that you should probably do in your time replacing Matt is to have us reflect on and understand the housing schemes that were built by past governments, because I don't think the youth in particular, who are very quiet and inactive, have a full understanding as to the contributions made by past governments. The Patrick John government built housing schemes in Bath Estate and in Canefield, at least. And I believe, in Canefield and Bath Estate, these are the ones I remember. There may have been more. The Freedom Party built in Stock Farm and in a number of other areas. The UWP, I'm sure, did the same. And now, the policies that have been adopted now under this present government are totally different in that you you are not given a home dependent on an analysis made by a specific housing department that looks at your circumstances and your ability to pay for housing and so on yourself, and based on your actual need, they provide. Instead, it's about whether or not you support or whether or not you are a potential supporter, and you are given supposedly for free. But really, it's not for free, and this is what I want us to analyze. If you can enlighten the people on all the past housing schemes that were provided.
Yeah, it's a very interesting perspective, viewpoint you're bringing in. That's something we can look into. Hello, caller. We seem to have lost you there. Feel free to call back in. All right, so it is 9:39 in the morning on a Monday. Good morning, caller.
How are you doing, sir? Morning.
Morning. How are you?
I don't want to divert from your program, but if you allow me, I ask the permission. Let me just today is a historical day in Dominica. This is Samuel Duran speaking. This is a historical day in Dominica where the citizens of the honest citizens of Dominica, people who care about Dominica, the patriots, have to appear before the magistrates court today on a charge of unlawful gathering. Arrested and charged for unlawful gathering. These are people that stood up peacefully against a rogue government trying to implement some form of electoral reform that will not contribute to free and fair elections in Dominica. And today they have to lose their jobs. They have to stay away from work. They have to stay away from their children to attend to court for just trying to do the right thing in their country. And to add insult to injury, after they were charged, the prime minister of this country turned up on some news media telling the world that he'd been stealing elections in Dominica by importing voters to Dominica. And this is exactly what the people of Dominica was standing against from happening. So where is the police in their selective judgment? Where are the police to do the arrest and the charging of people who steal the elections in Dominica? You don't hear from the police on that, even when they are actually admitting that they have stolen elections in Dominica. But people who just say, hey, we want free and fair elections in our country. We don't want nobody stealing elections. We want a level playing field so we can move on. They get arrested for that and charged and imprisoned. My brother, I just want the public to know this is happening today. The patriots are actually attending to court. We're just waiting for the court to open. And I want to say thanks to everybody for listening.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. So for those of you coming into town today, if you'd like to lend some support, some emotional support to the Dominicans facing the charge of unlawful gathering due to protest action taken against the government's electoral reform bills, which were passed on March 19th 2025. The case is being heard today at the courts. You can gather outside and lend them your support. Of course, that's a discussion we will address sometime in the future. We wish them strength at this time. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Morning, Richie.
Morning.
Let me tell the caller, thanks for reminding us because I did not remember in the date. So thanks a lot.
All right. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning. Mr. Richie, I said we want to presume to you, whether it's that. You know, I'm doing a little observation for a little while. And what I'm observing, when we get up in the morning and it's old, I don't say old topic like people like people say something row, or sometimes it could be true. And everybody, sometimes you even get a little chance to call on the air to say something good. But when you see topics that we ought to learn about, different topics and different things, the radio station is dormant. You scarcely get people to answer to say anything. But since you start with a story, everybody giving their story. You understand? So that's my observation. But I mean, you may not be wise in speaking. You may not be have a little education. But there are times you can listen and say something. But we have just like one topic in the morning. You stop, and that is what we like. And you hear the place flooding, you can to breathe. So I know people kick back at what I said, but that is what I noticed in Dominica. We like too much rural sometimes, too much long stories, too much paper.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Well, what I can say in defense of the callers here is that, and also in my defense, my topics of discussion are generally based on facts. So I'm not the guy to do shows like this, regardless of the medium, in a rural fashion. That's not my modus operandi. I'm not known for that. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, Richie, it's me again.
Yes, welcome.
Richard, this lady that called you, she always extra. I just can't understand her. Thank you.
Well, she's giving a viewpoint, caller, and she did say that it's not just here. She noticed that it's apparently all across the country. But I just reminded her that there is balance here. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, Richie, and good morning to Dominica.
Good morning, brother.
I want to say I sympathize with the caller and the group of Dominicans who have been persecuted for standing up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
Is justice, fair election, which I was a part of. And I want to call on Dominicans, give them the moral support, any kind of support that they could give them. But Richie, my intention for calling today, I don't know if you have a step program, but I wanted to commend the Dominica Police Force. I've given them so much blows. You know, because they've been behaving like rooks sometimes. But I want to commend them on the kind of work they're doing to clean the street of firearms and other illegal stuff, Richie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're doing it in good faith, and I know some of them will be rogues.
Well, that's the hope. That's the hope that they're doing it in good faith.
You know again?
I say that's the hope. That's what we're hoping, that they're doing it in good faith.
Yes. We're hoping that there are not some rogues between that will call their friends and tell them we're going out there. Don't come out there. Don't, you know?
Yeah.
Because Dominica has too much guns. One gun off the street is a lot.
Yeah.
And I believe the police force seem to be ready to go in full force. And I encourage Dominicans to support them instead of crying them down. Because until it reaches in our backyard, we'll never see the effect of what is happening. But I really want to commend the police for really taking it all over the country, trying to clean up the place of guns. But all I want to advise them is to examine the team, examine their crew, to ensure that those they know that are corrupt will not know where they're going and what they're going to do. But I really want to commend them. They're really pushing. Everywhere you turn, you see task force, you see drug squad. I want to support them on that, fully support them. And I want Dominicans to cooperate with them. You know, I really think we're losing too many of our young men. So again, I want to commend them as the same man who has been giving them all the blows, which I think they have deserved every bit of blow I fired them. But when they're doing good, we must say they're doing good.
Yeah. You're taking a balanced approach.
Yes, boss. And that is for all of us. That is for all of us. Because even if people may respect you, Richie, I don't believe I would get myself into certain situations. But you might be in the wrong place. A sugar bullet can hit you. You know? So I really want to tell the police, keep up the good works. Keep the task force going. Keep them working. Pay the boys well. And send them. But don't be selective in where you're sending them. Because we know where some of the guns are. We know where that's holding most of the guns. We know who imported them. The whole country knows who imported all the barrels of God. And if we have to target those people, target their base, target where they live in, the police must go in full force and do that. That's my contribution.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. I think we've established that this morning it's an open line. So there's no set topic for discussion. However, I can tell you for Talk on the Block, yes, we do have a set topic. And it's going to be quite engaging. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, Mr. Richie, how are you this morning, sir?
Doing good, thanks God.
Yeah, you said earlier on about disaster, right? So you're still on disaster, okay?
Yeah, we can touch on it, yeah. So open line.
All right. You asked about what happened in your area. I'm calling from the Granby area. Nothing much happened to us. We had rain, but on God, it only had rain and nothing else, okay?
Thank God.
Richie, I'm concerned about Kulibi Street. Right? Some caller earlier on spoke about Kulibi Street. I think after the 2015 Erica, Kulibi was one of the areas declared as disaster, right? In the time of Petit Savan and so on.
Yeah.
And from what I'm hearing is that nothing has been done, at least positively, to assist that village. They need to do something. It's 10 years now, Richie. It's 10 years. I believe an area is a disaster area, you have not done anything. You're struggling anytime it rains heavily, you're going to have a problem.
I mean, it's a major cause for concern, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the point that they need to do something, and they need to do it yesterday. But for now. Okay, Richie, that's right. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. I think we all agree with you on this one, eh? Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, Mr. Farrell.
Good morning, brother.
Yes. In regards to the weather, the statement that was made about being the first resilient country, I think it was a commendable statement. And I think in review, if we have to look almost 8 years after Hurricane Maria, and then we had in 2015 Tropical Storm Erica.
Yeah.
Those of us who have an interest in weather patterns, we will certainly notice that there's an intensity in terms of the level of rainfall. You have much heavier spells of rainfall in a shorter period of time.
Yeah.
And so it overwhelms your whole drainage system. And so we have to be cognizant of that fact, given that Dominica is already one of the highest rainfall areas probably in the Caribbean. That when there's a weather system and it has rain with it, if it is forecast that we're going to get 1 or 2 inches of rain, we are going to now expect some type of flood.
Well, before you continue, Colin, let me engage you a bit. As it relates to, because you're bringing up a very profound point. The phenomenon of climate change is growing. The weather patterns are becoming more intense, and the aftermath of the passing of these weather patterns spell disaster nowadays. Case in point, the tropical wave that just passed this weekend. And a talk needs to be had as it relates to seriously looking at climate mitigation projects, climate adaptation projects, and drainage. Driving in the interior of the country, I can tell you there's not much drainage, and where there is drainage, it's blocked. So more needs to be done, even in that I think path of development. As far as access is concerned, the drainage for roads or main road network, needs to be upgraded.
Certainly, and you actually went exactly where I was about to go. The fact is, given we know that there are going to be certain risks, there are going to be certain hazards, we then have to ensure that we implement the mitigating measures to withstand whatever hazards that may come our way. Case in point, or suggestion I would like to make, for example, the culverts that we probably had 20 years ago, some of them may not be suitable to carry the volume of water that you get in a short period of time. And so if there's a heavy rainfall, they're going to be overwhelmed, they're going to be running over. The other thing is, I think, knowing that we have a time of year when there's much more rain than usual, based on met data from Melville Hall and Kinsfield and so, we are aware that we are into a rainy part of the year. And so I think there must be some audit for the public safety. There must be some audit that is done where the people in the Ministry of Communication and Works and their team, they go out to carry out assessment of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
High rainfall areas, you examine the culvert, ensure that there's no damage or undermining of this culvert.
Yeah.
You ensure that they are unblocked and the waterways are clear, so that even if you have heavy rainfall, but there's no blockage to create an additional problem. Your infrastructure, like your bridges, you should ensure that you assess your bridge prior to the hurricane season, and whatever you observe, you put mitigating measures so that you minimize the risk. We know of the footballer who was traveling to go to the airport to represent Dominica, the coach, and some other guys from the south.
Mm-hmm.
And because the culvert was undermined and the heavy rainfall fell overnight, then the road was compromised and these guys actually drove into that ditch. So we're saying, let us be a little more proactive in our approach, as opposed to banding the word climate change, climate resilience. There's work to be done. There's much work to be done. And if we just start by a simple assessment in the most danger-prone areas, so at least we can minimize, then that would be a good start. But just talking about it and saying climate change, it doesn't mitigate, it doesn't change anything. And we're seeing it every little rainfall now on the social media platforms. You're seeing flooding.
Yeah.
I used to, as growing up in Dominica, I used to say one thing about Dominica: we're so mountainous that we don't get flood.
That's true. Yeah.
We no longer can say
You
that.
can't say that. Yeah.
A little Gwen Lapsley, you have a flood.
You have a flood.
So, while I'm on that, I am again appealing to those in authority about the importance of the connectivity between Emsal and the Baffa State access. This place, if there's a landslide, then these people are landlocked. The people of Emsal must be begin to demand what they want from the people who are representing them. Promises have been made that engineers will draw in and this was doing and they identify the funds. But to date, there is no bridge between Baptist and Emsol. And this is not just something to do to get votes. It is a need because these people can be landlocked.
Yeah.
And so Emsol people start to, so I doesn't get involved in those things. But Emsol people, you must demand what you want. You pay taxes, you are citizens.
No, but I mean, you again, you're raising up another strong point there, caller. It's their community. So if you're concerned about your community without being partisan, you should be able to speak to your power rep. It's your power rep. It's not my power rep.
Exactly.
So we have to be we have to be realistic about this. We have to be sensible.
Yeah. I mean, this is too long. This is over 8 years. This is before Maria. I mean, how much is going to cost to just put something across that river? You know, anyway,
Well said. Boy. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. I heard you had a caller earlier talking about the police should go after people who have guns with full force. The police are already going after the poor citizens of in Dominica with full force with their long guns when people are demonstrating peacefully. And the guns that are coming into Dominica, it's coming through the customs. So the government know who the guns are coming from. It must be their supporters who order the guns. So if they lost the election, they'll use that same gun to go after innocent people in Dominica.
Oh no. We can't say that categorically. I can't permit that.
I can say that because
I cannot permit it on air because it puts the station in a bit of disrepute, as it were.
Okay, that I can understand.
Yeah.
That I can understand. Yeah. And I don't your station will let close down by the communists we have in Dominica. Have a good day.
Have a blessed day. Stay calm, okay? Dominica, it's 10 a.m. And it's a good day. Last day of June. Of course, again, I just want to remind you that, as was done earlier, you can provide some support to the Dominicans facing charges of unlawful gathering at the courts this morning. Over protest action of their dissatisfaction regarding the 3 electoral bills passed in Parliament on March 19th, 2025. We'll take a few more calls. Caller, you're live.
I want you to do something for your own edification. I had a dog that eat my textbooks, asked you to do a homework for me. Thank you, Richie. So you did it and you came out with it this morning there, you know. Yeah. Even if it's not everybody, but some people get enlightened. Richie, you need to study geoengineering.
I have been, actually. I have been.
You have?
Yeah. That's a highly controversial topic, eh?
That is why I would even wanted to bring it on the air. You know what I said? For your own enlightenment, for your own edification.
Yeah.
Because there is something they call a term they're using. The CIA created it. To me, it is quite contradictory or contradicting conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
A conspiracy is a secret crime, a secret plan to commit a crime, to do something illegal. That's a conspiracy. A theory is a supposition, a probability, a hypothesis. So when these two words are put together, you can theorize conspiracies. You can be a conspiracy theorist. But a conspiracy theory Every time I hear that, I'm saying I did not go to school. Maybe this media is a clown, but really and truly, it is wrong from my perspective, Richie.
Yeah.
And really, just to transit quickly, Richie, I mean, a lot of people do not want to be too critical of people in authority because there are several factors why people are quite reserved in not saying certain things, having to do with their own life. They're afraid of politicians involved with police and gangsters, all kind of conspiracies in the place. But Richie, really and truly, having to do with why people, even the young people, in Choir Music Festival, and then they want to know who is on the lineup, and they're making noise and things of social and national importance. I mean, everybody is swiping. How they call it? Scrolling, Richie?
Doom scrolling.
Swiping their phone, scrolling, looking all thing. Everybody's looking for something exciting, something humorous, something entertaining, and all of that. But really and truly, I will say it, and it's not out of foolishness. It's not out of self-preservation, would be absent from my reality. But fearfulness, I would not allow that to have me frozen or paralyzed. What that is happening in Dominica is deliberate. Richie, if I have some problem with a lack of creativity or innovation, Richie, what you do, you check people that know. And you're traveling the world, these ministers of government and the God of Dominica. So you could implement things you see elsewhere. If you haven't got the idea, it is deliberate problem, reaction, solution. I creating a problem. You're going to complain. Then any foolishness I do to remedy or appear a band-aid over something that needs some serious surgical procedure, you're going to say, thank God we're not two that we wanted a bridge. Half a loaf is better than none. Well, they don't put a concrete bridge, but they put a makeshift bridge there. I can cross when the water is heavy. We are so basic. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, food, clothing, shelter. So Dominica could be way ahead. But there are people in authority who agree something is broken and it is working in their interest. They are not going to fix it, Richie. And they love Dominica like that. Let the people complain. They listen to all the radio stations, the talk to them, they're laughing. You ain't blessing God. You don't see all this hair getting white. Let him talk. Let them talk. Have a blessed day, Richie.
Thank you. All right, we are winding down now, and we're going to go into the Easy Rock section of this morning's programming very soon. Good morning, caller. All right, try calling us back. Good morning to Rossi and Kelsey as well. Good morning. Sarah Abraham, good morning to you. Winsty, good morning. Pierre, good morning. Marlene, good morning to you, Marlene. Caller, you're live. Okay, you seem to be having some problems there. You could try again. Caller, you're live.
Good morning, Richie. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I've been fine. Richie, some of the people of Enzo are their own worst enemy. They love their government, so they don't want to say anything to destroy or disturb their government. They don't care when they're driving down there, because from my vantage point, you see that place they call in Emsal? a very dangerous place. Because below, under the training school, when you look there, when you do anything can come down there. Some big boulders can come down, and that happened already. Big boulders come down there. Before any little heavy rain, the road can block. But some of them, they promise them what they're looking to see, and they wouldn't say nothing. Before I to talk about the bridge, putting a bridge there because I just wanted to be going there to visit my friend that living up there. But I realize people don't want to speak for what they want. I can't be the one person all the time calling on MTOL to get a bridge. No, I can't do that. Because I talk about it a lot already. And the people that, as I said, they love their government because 95% of them up there, they're voting for their government. Maybe 1 or 2%. I said 97% of them up there is their government they're voting for. And they won't say anything to disturb their government. Maybe, yeah, that is how it is. And I can't be bothered about that. I speak about that enough. Have a blessed day, my dear.
Thank you for calling, caller. We appreciate you. It's really something to think about, and for those of you living in the Emsol area, it's no harm in really having a sit down with your representative and your village councils and having a serious discussion with them as it relates to your affairs, economic or otherwise, in your community, because it's your community. Morning caller, you're live. I suspect your line may be really having some difficulty there. Caller, you're live.
Yes, Richie is near again.
Welcome.
Richie, that makes two of us, myself and Blue at Just Call. We were the ones calling for a bridge between Baffert and Emsol all the time. When I see the people from Emsol not saying nothing, we were doing work on their behalf, I just stop it. Because they are there, they can talk to their people to put a bridge for them. Thanks.
You're welcome. A very profound point. Let's take one more call. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good morning. I was talking about the flood in Kodibi Street and they say climate change causing those things there.
Yeah.
But sometimes not really climate change that's causing that. It can be based on land use. We have right now, have they ever looked at the drainage basin of the area where the water gets collected to go down there?
Yeah.
It might be houses, a lot of houses, roads, and cutting of trees, and there's a rapid runoff of water when it rains. So we're blaming climate change, not necessarily climate change, and
yeah, it's a combination.
Yeah, it could be a combination, but I believe they must study the drainage area in the area of the basin, and see what is causing it. In there, need to be planting more trees to let there be less rapid runoff during rainy time. And we blame because we're blocked and we're not saying anything. But I don't the NEP or the Ministry of Public Works looking for the Prime Minister to tell them to unblock culverts. I mean, that's a basic thing. You want to advise those people. That's a basic maintenance job. And I just be coming and asking and begging for those things. Yeah, that's a basic thing that the Ministry of Public Works should be doing. Not the Prime Minister go and tell them to do it. I guess they are waiting for the Prime Minister and go and unblock the drains. They're basic thing for Ministry of Public Works or the NEP to do. And also, when the NEP are cutting, you're just cutting grass. You're supposed to be planting trees to hold up the soil along the certain areas, because Dominica is very mountainous, and you cut down trees, you build roads. And when you build roads, you have to put protection on the side. So you do plant some certain trees, to hold up the soil. And that will give a long help in the future, So I ask the government to look into the things. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well said. Well said. It's something to look into. I sense a call from the public for various ministries to be empowered to increase their level of productivity in handling the affairs of the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. It's Monday, June 30th, 2025, the last day of June. Let's take one more call. Caller, you're live.
Yes, Richie, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
Well, sometimes that's one of the first questions of living in the diaspora. It's difficult to get together. Let me tell you, let me just complete my point very quickly. I was asking you to do cost-benefit analysis of the two policies. One being that the government providing apartments and so on for free, and then having to, over the next number of years, absorb the cost of maintenance of these buildings, as opposed to the old policies where the people were given land, property, a small place to live in that they were given a title for, and they were not after a period of time to expand on those properties. I would really love for you to do a cost to benefit analysis of that. And also, if at all possible, if you have the chance of doing so, maybe visit the apartment block in Bath Estate and in Emsall that have been damaged since Erica. And people are probably living in poor condition within these two sets of apartments, and saying nothing, so that our people can look into what may become of the apartments that they have been given for free in years to come, if the government continues to absolve itself of the responsibility of maintaining those apartments once they're damaged. Just do that for me and I'll be a happy man, my brother. God bless you.
God bless you. As per your first request, it may take some time. And based on the second one, I believe at some time ago, Matthias, that's Matt Pelche, he did some work on that, had a discussion on it as well, as it relates to government absolving itself, as it were, in providing maintenance for the apartment complexes built under the Housing Assistance Program. Very interesting discussion. I can try to get an update on that and let you know once and for all the government's position. All right, so that's it for me. My name is Richie Farrell. It's June 30th, 2025. Up next, we have the Easy Rock segment, followed by the Midday News Package. And at 1, we'll be speaking with the Cicero Singers for a few minutes. And then we start Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Enjoy the rest of your morning and stay tuned to the big station Q95 FM.
Our Lady of Fairhaven Cathedral presents the Jubilee Garden Party under the distinguished patronage of Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton on July 6th, 2025 from 3 to 8 p.m. on the State House grounds. The Jubilee Garden Party. Come, step into the evening of enjoyable live music and prepare to indulge in delicious food and drink. Sponsored by PTT Caribbean, Gaspar, J. Astephen and Company Limited, The Fortune Hotel, Deepex Scholar Lab, Next, Connect, and the Government of Dominica. Proceeds will support the renovation efforts of the historic Our Lady of Fairhaven Cathedral and support the Feeding Jesus program. See you at the Jubilee Garden Park, July 6, 3 to 8 p.m. Tickets available at Deepex, Next Connect, and Bullseye Pharmacy. Only $200.
Mouvement Créole à Soukir. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui présenté. Mouvement Créole. Tous les mardis soirs au 6 après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, problème, discussion, reportage, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement Créole. À nous faire un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames. Tous les mardis soirs, QFM qui est frappé avec bon power créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous rapidement Timamaina, Mouvement Créole à seconde station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement Créole. Matchez ça.
It's in the feeling and our weeks are. It's in the meaning and our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Get rid of all these bumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep things going. Before we will go on. It's up in the sky. Celebrate, come let your rhythm flow.
Auto Trade is introducing our very own mobile app. Yes, the Auto Trade app is here. From scheduling your service appointments, request financing, checking our vehicle and parts inventory, to receiving personalized coupons and sales specials. Life is so much easier with the new Auto Trade app. Download the Auto Trade app from the Play Store or App Store today. Call us at 255-6800. Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship.
Do It Center shoppers, we have exciting news. Your favorite home improvement destination just got a major upgrade. Get ready to experience the all-new Do It Center online store. Fresh look, same great products, and super user-friendly. Find what you're looking for in a snap. Need assistance? We've got you covered. Connect with our live chat agents for real-time assistance. But that's not all. Introducing the convenience of seamless online payments with reliable delivery service straight to your door. Shopping for quality products has never been this easy. Don't miss out. Visit store.doitcenterdominica.com and experience the new era of our online shopping. Do It Center, your partner in home improvement.
Ooh, oh, oh, oh. KFC. Ooh, oh. KFC. Looking for some place to go. Eagles for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. Made for you and me. KFC.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
market. When money don't count and the pocket don't hurt you, a fresh market. We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. We're all in stock, supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meat prepared daily, hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh your one stop. Count and your pocket don't hurt you. Fresh market,
Switch to a Quartz Ready Cash loan today. Bring your loan to us and get 25% off your interest rate. No collateral. Minimum documentation needed. Approval within 24 hours. And choice of payment terms. All you need to apply is your ID, payslip, recent job letter, proof of address, and 2 references. Visit us in store or apply online at www.quartz.com. Quartz Ready Cash. Ready when you are. Normal criteria and special conditions apply.
Wondering as I sat by the river, what had become of the running water? Where was the basket where I used to swim? As a young boy, it vanished in dim. The answer was right before me. For as far as the naked eye see, every acre in this great valley was pure banana country. As you see, when green gold was king, we cut forest without thinking. Compromise our water supply, so that is why our rivers run dry. So if this is development, please tell me where's the improvement? Because instead of progress I see, we regressing rapidly. Die. While we just in silver and gold, the losing she very soul. And from where I stand I can see development killing we. We developing backwardly. Before we had all this prosperity, before fancy care and cable TV, we made more time for one another and cast an eye for we never pass someone along the way without a hello or good day. And if your house needed repair, your friends will join in the recruitment. Now we have all comforts of home. No time to talk to anyone. And in this land we love so dear, we live in barricaded in fear. So if this is development, please tell me where's the improvement? Because instead of progress I see, we're regressing rapidly. Die. While we just in silver and gold, the yellow in she very soul. And from where I stand I can see the development killing we. We developing backwardly. We used to be living with discipline and good conduct from our children. And if after school they try to roam, someone told you before they got home. And the school teacher got great respect to instruct as well as to correct. Even the neighbor had influence if the children committed enough. Now our children are always right. Even with the school teachers they fight. Is it fulfillment of prophecy? So many children making baby.